how have the principles that you teach specifically helped you in your marriage? You already talked about the texting part, but
yeah. So I come from a traditional background, and I think where Elliot and our ideologies intersect really well. It's like I value the family above anything else, right? Like when I was out single doing my thing, my goal, I was always singular vision, right? My goal was always to find a wife, to find the person I was going to spend the rest of my life with. But also I wanted to investigate, the mechanics of attraction and how do I put all this stuff together and make this work and all this kind of thing. And so, yeah, so for me, God, so your question was like, how does the principles that I've learned, has it affect my marriage? Is that the question?
How's it helped your marriage?
Yeah. So I'm coming from a different value set per se of like, what are the mechanics of attraction? Like how do we have two people with shared value, which I guess is similar too, but like how do we have two people with shared values come together and live this really like fun and fruitful life as well? Like still things that are traditionally minded, like raising children and giving them teaching and giving them tools that they can take out into the future, but also like enjoying our own life. So I picked a girl that for me wasn't going to like judge me like really harshly. I picked a girl for me that was willing to always go on adventures. So she always, like, anytime we want to do something, like we just do it. We're like, okay, cool, let's go. Like if I want to play a video game or something like that, if I want to be a piece of shit for a night and eat some Cheetos, she'll do that with me. We train jujitsu together, 5 or 6 times a week, which I love. I love that. Right. So for me, it was really a matter of, it's kind of what we talked about earlier, identifying what my values are, finding a girl that fits me, right? But also a woman that, because when I met her, when I first met her kids, one of the things I noticed was that she sings to her kids at night. I noticed this, and I'm like,
I never heard her sing when we were at the retreat.
Right? Well, you're not her kid, man.
It's only reserved for the kids. Okay.
Right? So I noticed that. I'm like, man, that's really cool, and different things like that. But I guess my point is that I'm always using what I know about attraction on her, but it's not in this manipulative way. It's like it's almost like a muscle memory kind of thing, right? So when we're texting, it's like ridiculous to be my wife over text. Like you're gonna get a bunch of bullshit back to you. It's gonna make you spit your milk out of your nose and stuff, right? And she's always expecting that kind of stuff. And she told me the other day, she's like, yeah, the first time I meet somebody new and they ask about you, the very first thing I tell them is that you're obnoxious, right? And so
that's a good sign.
Like what Corey Wayne says, treat him like a bratty little sister.
Yeah.
So that's what I do. I'm always playing with her, but I also, like, she'll be in the kitchen, I'll grab her hand randomly, I'll spin her around, right? It's really one of the things that's really funny is like tickling is such a good tool, right? And the funny thing is, though, let this be a warning to viewers, is that if you date a grappler, it will be damn near impossible to tickle your girlfriend or your wife. Like you got a hand fight like you would with wrestle, just to like try to tickle her. You got to like,
she's blocking you. Yeah.
So it's fun for me. So the things that I teach, which are more like nose to the grindstone, like how do you actually get how do you connect with them and win them over from an attraction perspective? I'm using all that in my relationship because, again, it's like you said, if you're not doing everything you did in the beginning, it's going to decay.